Welcome to another tutorial on Do-It-Yourself Easy. In today's video, we'll explore how to create a candlestick chart from scratch and combine it with a price and volume chart. This combo chart is an essential tool for identifying market trends and gaining deeper insights into stock performance. While this tutorial won't dive into the conceptual background of these charts, our focus will be on preparing the data, cleaning it, and designing the charts for further analysis. For demonstration purposes, we'll work with Tesla's stock price history, using data sourced from investing.com. Feel free to use other platforms such as Yahoo Finance if you prefer. Let's begin by visiting investing.com. In the search bar, type Tesla and select the first option, which reads Tesla, Inc. Next, navigate to the Historical Data tab, where you can set a specific date range. For this example, we'll gather data from January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. After selecting this range, click Apply. Now sort the dates by clicking the Date column header to ensure the order is correct. Finally, download the file. Note that you may be prompted to sign in. Simply use your Google account for quick access. Once the file is downloaded, let's open it to examine the contents. Inside the file, you'll find several columns: date, open price, highest price, lowest price, closing price, volume of shares traded, and percentage change. To ensure consistency, check that all dates are formatted correctly. Select the date column, right-click, and choose Format Cells. Under the date category, select your preferred format. For this tutorial, I'll use a specific style, but you can choose any format that works for you. To create a candlestick chart, the data must be arranged in a particular order. Specifically, the sequence should be open price, high price, low price, and finally, close price. To adjust this, locate the price column, copy it by pressing Ctrl+C, and insert it after the low column. Right-click and choose Insert Copied Cells. Then, delete the original price column to avoid duplication. With the data properly arranged, we can now select the relevant columns, date through price, and insert our candlestick chart. At this stage, you'll notice the chart may be difficult to interpret due to the sheer volume of data displayed. To solve this, we'll group the data into sets of 10 entries and use a scroll bar for dynamic viewing. If this process isn't clear from today's video, I recommend watching another tutorial on my channel that covers grouping and scroll bar setup in detail. Therefore, I will leave the link in the comments section. For now, I'll delete the chart and demonstrate how to set up the scroll bar. Go to the Developer tab, select Insert, and choose a scroll bar control. Right-click the scroll bar and select Format Control. Set the maximum value to 22 and link the scroll bar to a cell such as L17. Press OK, and you'll notice the linked cell value changes as you scroll. Next to this cell, type =L17 multiplied by 10. Now let's prepare our grouped data. Start by copying the headers from date to price and pasting them into a new location. For this example, we will use cells K19 to O19. To generate the grouped data, we'll use the index and sequence functions. In the first cell under date, type the following formula: =index open parentheses. Select the column A, excluding the headers. Lock only the rows by pressing F4 twice, then add a comma. Next, select the cell we just created, M17. Lock it by pressing F4 and add a plus sign. Type sequence open parentheses. Enter a sequence of 10 numbers. Close the parentheses. Add another comma. Specify that you want to move 0 columns, and close the parentheses again. Drag this formula to the right to fill in the other columns. Sometimes the date format might change, so ensure consistency by reformatting the cells as needed. With the grouped data ready, we can reinsert the candlestick chart. Select the data, go to the Insert tab, and in the Stock section, choose the second option. The chart will display. Take your time to arrange the chart in your Excel spreadsheet. If necessary, move the scroll bar to make room for your chart. Now let's proceed. Depending where are you located in the data, you'll notice issues like missing dates or weekend entries. To address this, right-click the axis, select Format Axis, and choose Text Axis. This removes unnecessary dates like Saturdays and Sundays. Now you've probably noticed that when you scroll the bar, the candlestick chart doesn't display properly. This issue occurs because the minimum and maximum values of the axis are not set up correctly. To fix this, we need to adjust the axis range to display meaningful values. First, in any empty cell in your spreadsheet, type the formula min, open parentheses, and select the entire table excluding the dates. Then close the parentheses and subtract 5. This will calculate the minimum value in the table. Repeat the same process to calculate the maximum value, but this time use the formula max, open parentheses, select the same range, close parentheses, and add 5 and press Enter. These adjusted minimum and maximum values will serve as the new axis range for your chart. We'll then use these values to set up the axis range in your candlestick chart through Visual Basic. By dynamically calculating the minimum and maximum price values and making slight adjustments, the chart will properly reflect the data, ensuring that it displays correctly when scrolling. Now let's dive into the next steps. Start by going to the Developer tab and clicking on Visual Basic. Once inside, insert a new module. In this module, copy and paste the provided code. Make sure that between the parentheses of the Worksheets function, you use the name of your specific worksheet. For this example, I will copy and paste the name of my sheet into the parentheses. Repeat the same process for the next 2 pieces of code. Copy and paste them as instructed. Next, for the range, select the cells where we created our minimum and maximum values. Use Q18 for the minimum value and R18 for the maximum value. After that, let's assign a name to our chart. Select the chart, and in the box on the left, the name box, type the name Tesla chart and press Enter. Copy this name and paste it into the code where it specifies the chart reference. Once that's done, close the Visual Basic editor and let's move on to creating a button. Go back to the Developer tab, click on Insert, and select a button. Place the button on your worksheet. Automatically, a screen will pop up. Select the macro we just created named Update Chart Axis, and then press OK. Finally, right-click on the button to edit its text and rename it to Update Min and Max. Let's test everything. Scroll through the bar, run the min and max function, and observe how it updates the chart dynamically. Before we move on to formatting, let's take a moment to add the value and price chart to our worksheet. Start by copying and pasting the date and price data into the appropriate section. With the data in place, we need to fix the formula to ensure everything is correctly aligned. Begin by clicking anywhere within the formula. As soon as you see black arrows appear, click and drag the reference to column A, ensuring the formula captures the entire range of dates. Repeat this process for the price data. Click on the formula, drag the range to encompass the correct column, and make sure everything aligns properly. Once that's done, drag the formula to the right to populate the new data and include the headers. If you don't already have the header for volume, you can either paste it or simply type it manually. At this stage, you might be tempted to create the chart, but there's a small issue. The numbers in your data include the letter M, indicating millions, and this will prevent the chart from working. Don't worry, we can fix this with a simple formula adjustment using substitute and value. Here's how we'll do it. Start by clicking on the formula you just adjusted. Before the index function, type substitute to begin the adjustment. Next, after the existing index formula, add a comma and type M inside quotation marks. This tells the formula to find the M in the data. Add another comma followed by 2 empty quotation marks to indicate that the M should be replaced with nothing. Finally, close the parentheses for the substitute function. But we're not done yet. To make sure the data is fully recognized as numeric values, wrap the entire formula in the value function. Add value at the very beginning and close its parentheses at the end of the formula. With this adjustment, your data will no longer have the M and it will be correctly treated as numeric values. Now you're all set to move forward and create your chart without any issues. Select the data and go to the Insert tab. You can either press Recommended Charts or click the small arrow in the bottom right corner of the chart section. From there, select all charts, navigate to the combo section, choose price as the second axis, and press OK. As you can see, we now have a combo chart. However, the chart still displays weekend dates, which we don't need. To address this, select the dates, right-click, and choose Format Axis. Then, set the axis type to Text Axis. And there you have it. The next step involves formatting. If you'd like to apply your own custom format, you can skip this section. Otherwise, follow along. Let's start by changing the titles of both charts. For the Candlestick chart, carefully rename it to Tesla Stock Price Candlestick Chart. Take your time to ensure that the title is typed correctly and clearly. Once you have finished renaming the Candlestick chart, start renaming the combo chart to Tesla Stock Performance. Price and volume. Also take your time to ensure that the text is correct. Next, select all the cells in your worksheet by clicking the small triangle in the top left corner of the sheet. For the fill color, choose More Colors, then navigate to Custom and input the hex code number 2A363B. For the font color, select plain white to ensure the text is visible against the dark background. Now let's organize the worksheet by grouping the main table. Select all the relevant columns, go to the Data tab, and group the table. Minimize it to keep the workspace neat and focused. To make the charts visually appealing, we'll add decorative backgrounds. First, let's take a moment to carefully drag our chart to the side. This will temporarily move it out of the way, giving us enough space to work more efficiently on the next steps without any distractions. Go to the Insert tab and choose the rectangle with rounded corners shape. Insert the shape, right-click, and select Format Shape. In the Line section, choose No Line. For the fill, select Gradient Fill, then set the gradient angle to 30 degrees. Adjust the gradient stops to leave only 3. 1. For the first stop, go to More Colors, then Custom, and input the hex code number 58646A. 2. For the second stop, move it closer to the first and use the same color. 3. For the third stop, use the color number 99B898. Next, we'll add a shadow effect. Go to the Effects section, click Shadow, and choose the preset Right Shadow. Set the shadow size to 101% and the blur to 15. Once done, copy and paste the same shape to create a second background for the combo chart. Drag the charts over their respective shapes, then select the shapes and send them to the back using the Shape Format tab. Let's also adjust the scroll bar. Place it under the charts, right-click, and resize it to fit neatly within the layout. For the Candlestick chart, white candlesticks indicate a positive change in percentage when the closing price is higher than the opening price, while dark candlesticks indicate a negative change when the opening price is higher than the closing price. To customize the colors, select the dark candlesticks, right-click, and choose Fill. Go to More Fill Colors, then Custom, and enter the hex code number E84A5F. For the white candlesticks, repeat the steps and use the hex code number 99B898. The upper and lower shadows of the candlesticks represent the highest and lowest prices of the day. Select them, go to Outline, and choose white. Similarly, adjust the axes by selecting them and changing their font color to white in the Home tab. Right-click the chart area, choose Format Chart Area, and set it to No Fill. Change the chart titles to white for consistency. For the combo chart, follow similar steps. Set the chart area to No Fill. Change the axes and title to white. For the clustered columns, select them. Change their fill color to the red used earlier, #E84A5F, and remove their lines. Adjust the price line by increasing its width to 3, changing its color to a custom green #8C8C26, and enabling the smoothed line option. Finally, if you wish to hide the min, max, and value labels from the scroll bar, you can do so by simply changing their color to match the background. And that's it. Now you have two beautifully formatted dynamic charts. If you found this helpful, consider supporting my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing. I'll be uploading more content like this, so stay tuned. See you next time.